got hit. Oh.
All right, guys, another week down. Couple crazy games, a lot of good college games this week. Let's start off with the Bears versus Commanders.
So
How about that?
wait. We're not even gonna let me do my crazy, ridiculous intro of the week. We're just gonna. Hey, the Steelers won, so Bailey's like right to business. Let's
Let's talk about it, man.
Steelers Buccaneers game. Let's get right to it.
Gotta get to it.
You said Bears Commanders. You don't even know what to say.
I mean, it's bad at this point. It's not even worth watching, honestly.
Are you talking about both of them, or are you talking about
Both
Bears
of them.
specifically?
They shouldn't even be in the league.
What? Wow. Are we relegating teams? Are we bringing that up again? Relegating?
I feel like we should, honestly.
You know what? Relegation's an idea, but I don't think relegating over one season or two or three. If your franchise has been terrible for decades, then maybe. But wow, that's crazy. What's the problem in Chicago to you, Bailey? King of Pittsburgh.
Everyone's saying they see a little bit of potential in Justin Fields with some throws, but I don't know. I think it's him. I think it's the O-line. They have no receiving core. I think it's just a cultural problem, honestly. There's nothing really going on.
Yeah, you know what? It's one of those things where I feel like certain franchises love being the underdogs, but you know the fans are so passionate and just waiting for them to do something great. Fields at times, like what was it, 2 weeks ago, where I railed on the whole team because I didn't think it was him that game. They were just failing him. It's just, it's also one of those things where he's a super nice guy and says all the right things, so it's hard to, dump on him. But I mean, you've got a coaching staff, you've got position coaches, you've got quarterback coaches. What are we doing?
Yeah, it's pretty bad there. He has no help. He can't get a rhythm going. It's just it looks bad. It looks bad. I think they need a good like Bailey was saying, a good receiver. They need some kind of receiver there that he can start something. Like it does from top to bottom. It doesn't look good.
Do you know how hard it is to look worse than Carson Wentz? You know how hard you have to work.
I don't know. I don't know about that. They're bad, but not Commander bad.
No, the Commanders beat him, so I mean,
I'm just like I was trying to find a.
How does Carson Wentz keep getting jobs? That's like one of the things Bomani Jones and Dan Le Batard and people like that always point out. How does this guy keep getting starting jobs? I don't understand it.
Even Ron Rivera said he's not a good quarterback.
Oh, he had to walk it back in his anger rant last week. But everyone said that. But he keeps getting starting jobs.
He keeps winning these games. He's bound to get something.
Yeah. They could have won that game with Mitch Trubisky. Hey-o!
Don't talk about Trubisky like that. What about the Giants and Ravens? Giants keep coming back.
I think that's my cue. Okay, so Giants pulled out a tough one. We'll say that I mean, Lamar had a lot of mistakes going on, especially that when they were ahead, he threw that interception, like when he could have just threw the ball out and just like lived to play, for another play. Like they could have punted. And like I knew they wouldn't have made it down the field to score with a minute some change left. So but I mean, hey, give credit to the Giants. They won.
They keep winning. You think they're the worst 5-1 team?
No, because here's the thing. I've been talking about this for 4 weeks. Why do the Ravens' second half don't look like the Ravens in the first half? What halftime adjustments are you not doing? Like, everyone's adjusting at halftime, and apparently you're not. Now, okay, everybody likes to do this. Maybe the coaches are making adjustments, and it's just not happening. The players aren't executing. Or, I just don't get it. Every week. And we can't keep saying that the other teams are getting lucky. We said, well, they've blown coverages. That's why the Dolphins came back. Oh, now it's the Giants came back. Even the games they've won, the teams have come surging back. So what is the issue?
For me, it's running out of plays, just like us, man. It's like Harbaugh just probably has a game plan for the first half, and I mean the second half is just what we're going to run Lamar, probably hit Andrews a couple times. You know, that's what they're playing for. They're playing QB spy, and they double on Mark Andrews, and then where's the offense after that? They're not running the ball like they used to. Mm-hmm. They're just trying to run and shoot. They're trying to shoot the ball. You know, they're trying to pass more than Lamar needs to. Lamar needs to just, play his game.
I think he wants to just kind of take control at the end there, and it's not working. Yeah. He does good sharing the ball at the beginning, and then just wants to start running. And
I don't understand you've proven in the first half of every game you're owed a big contract. Then in the second half of every game, you say, don't give me it. Like you're fighting against yourself in every game. I know this is not up on the notes to get to, but question from the audience. What do y'all think about the Raiders? Oh, the Raiders. Oh,
I had high hopes for them. I really did.
Let's hop to them since we got somebody asking about them. We'll get back to where we're going. The Raiders. I feel like the Raiders, when we get to like week 8, are going to start playing the football we thought they were going to play between week 1 and week 6. Because there's games where they've clearly been in it, a call didn't go their way, and then there's games they've looked like dog poo, which can happen sometimes, when you get a new toy and you're trying really hard to get that toy involved. That game against the Chiefs, barring the calls that shouldn't have been calls, I felt like they should have won that game. So I don't think the Raiders are a dumpster fire. I don't think they're a bad team. I think they're getting it together. That's what I think.
Yeah, you got to he has to get used to. He wasn't there. I mean, he's not been there for long. Let Devontae Adams come into his own. Carr, you're gonna get this. What you're gonna get out of Carr. He's competitive. He's passionate about playing for the team. He wants to. He wants them. He wants those boys.
You act like Carr is like some middle of the road quarterback.
Hey, he's not a high end quarterback.
He's not top tier. I'm going to tell you that now. He's not top tier.
He was before the injury, but he's better than what you got.
See, well, that's not a comparison. Jimmy G is a systems guy. He's gonna do what he's told. He's not gonna ad lib. He's not gonna do anything extra. He's gonna do what the game plan says. He's gonna check down. He's gonna look around and check down. Hit Kittle. Hit Debo.
Hey, David Carr can be. We've seen him. Okay. Prior to John Gruden, when they had what's his name? Used to be Jacksonville's coach. He escapes my memory. That year they were on pace and they were just destroying everybody. They couldn't stop Khalil Mack. David Carr was throwing the ball all over the yard. And then he gets hurt and the Patriots go on because the Patriots always get lucky and the best team always seems to get hurt or something happened. Katie says, how about them Giants? All right, we're not skipping any more teams. We'll get to the stinking Giants. Wait, first of all, Katie, we already talked about the Giants.
We did the Giants, hon. We did them. We did the Giants. They won. Woo! Woo!
I love this. And that's what it was. It was Jack Del Rio. That's who it was, the guy that stuck his foot in his mouth in the Commander's locker room. But, hey, he had that team thumping. And the Raiders were actually poised to be on a good little run. But, of course, John Gruden's name came up and they got rid of Del Rio for whatever excuse they wanted to. And the rest is history.
Yeah. I think if they can figure out their coaching staff and maybe give Devontae Adams just another – you don't have to have another superstar wide receiver, but just take a little pressure off him. I think they can figure it out then.
They will. I think –
is Josh McDaniels running the offense too? Is he the coordinator as well as the coach?
Is that your question?
Yeah, I'm like, is he?
Listen to what you just said. Is Josh McDaniels running the offense?
Is it? Do they have a coordinator? He has a final say in the offensive plays.
All these guys who want to run their own offense and defense, of course, Bill Belichick has a defensive coordinator. Whoop-de-doo. Okay.
Oh yeah. We know that's his special. He's a special.
Shanahan has an offensive coordinator. Who's the guy in Arizona? Kingsbury has a coordinator. Some of these guru guys have coordinators, but who do you think's calling the plays, calling the shots? Come on.
Right. I'm just saying, does he, is he like, yes, he has a final say, but does he have I didn't know if he had a coordinator or not, or if they might have
coordinators. Mick Lombardi. Yeah. Mick Lombardi is the offensive.
They got him by title.
Yeah.
Fill the spot.
I mean, you see Cliff Kingsbury. He's not doing much. I think he maybe need to give it up.
This is why I hate sports fans. Katie Blackman said, just can't give us the love we deserve. We talked about the Giants in the beginning of the show, Katie. Be on time.
I'll tell you what, they like I said, it was a gritty win. They pulled out a win. I mean,
they keep pulling out wins.
Yeah, they keep winning. I mean, it's a tough, and their conference is tough. Now the real game is coming up. They're once the conference game starts.
They did the things that every team has done against the Ravens this year. So what do you want me to give them? And she said, we only talked about them 3 seconds. Hey, that's how long your honeymoon lasts. So you should be good. All right, let's get back to the show. Get out of here, Katie.
All right. The Colts, they came back on the Jags. With a healthy Jonathan Taylor, do you think they can contend for a playoff spot?
Well, it's not only a healthy Jonathan Taylor. Matt Ryan is getting comfortable. We take it back. He's on a new team. And people like to pull out outliers like Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. Well, they went to new teams. It didn't take that long. Again, they went to loaded teams. Mm-hmm. It's not that hard to get settled in. So totally new system. And then when Peyton Manning and Tom Brady went to those teams, they quickly learned to do what those guys do best. So he's getting settled. He's learning the receivers. They're looking better. In the beginning, he was looking old, and they were looking like they had no idea what to do. And now it looks like they're turning around. It's kind of like what I said about the Raiders. The Raiders haven't been playing as good as I believe they can be, and I think that's the same as the Colts. So what's the Colts' competition? The Jaguars, who now are starting to look like they weren't who they weren't in the first 4 weeks. So we'll see about that. And then you have the Titans, who are always unpredictable. You don't know the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde of the division. So, yeah, if they win the division, they're in contention.
I don't know. I think they have a good team. I think they're pretty inconsistent, and it's not going to work out for them the way they want to.
Oh, wait. You're right and you're wrong. Inconsistent is you get something different every week. We saw 3 weeks, and then I'm not even counting the Broncos-Colts game. I blacked out. I don't even remember that happened. So we've had 3.5 weeks of terrible Colts football, and now they've had 2.5 weeks of really good. So maybe now they're going on the uptrend because they haven't been good 1 week, bad, good, bad, good, bad. They've been bad, and now they're playing good. So we'll see.
We do see Matt Ryan choking the playoffs, though. So we'll keep that in the back of our head.
Okay. First of all, and I'm not even a Falcons fan, and I hate the Falcons. That's not him. The Super Bowl, no blame. 0% blame goes to Matt Ryan. It was total coaching blunder. Next Gen Stats did a thing that said if they would have ran the ball 4 times and punted every series for the rest of that for the second half, they would have won the game. It's just ridiculous. They called everything. They were running all over the Patriots. They were doing so much, and they just said in the second half, hey, they have the Baltimore Ravens syndrome. We're just going to do some different stuff here
now. Patriots. Bailey Zappi.
The Zapster.
The Zapper.
I'm seeing a lot of people talking about how he's comparing to when Brady came in, but I
Oh,
don't know
damn,
if we
they're
can
gonna
go
do
that
No,
far yet.
let's not.
no,
Let's
no,
not.
no. Well, they're gonna do that. They're gonna do
Yeah.
that. Anytime a great quarterback leaves the franchise, they always do that. They did it with Elway. They did it. Is he the next Dan Marino from Miami? Is he the next Steve Young? They do it all the time. So it's just every time a young quarterback takes over for a franchise that had a great one, they like to see what comparisons that they can see and like, oh, he looks the same. First of all of that he's playing better than Tom did in the beginning, and that's because Tom didn't have to do much. They had a great defense and running game. He just had to not make a mistake. So they're asking Zach to do way more than they asked Tom Brady to do when he took over.
And he's
Until he
doing it.
moved into Tom Brady. So I tell you what, he's looking better than Matt Jones.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Mac Jones is not. I mean, he's not. He's not no short. I mean, give him. He was injured. I mean, just let him come back and.
I'm not basing it on his injury. I've seen him
Yeah.
for a year and a half now, 2 years.
I mean, that kid played what, 2 games so far? 3 games? 2, 3
I
games?
don't need to play 20 years for me to see your. See, that's the thing. I can look at you and see your ability. Okay, I don't need to be a fortune teller and say, is he going to win 5 Super Bowls? I'm talking about looking at him and his natural ability, his ability to throw the ball, his ability to read defenses, and what he's doing in his second game is pretty damn good. We've seen. Look at Justin Fields. Look at Justin Fields. Justin Fields may turn out to be a great quarterback. Who knows? But right now, when you're looking at him and you're watching him, you're not saying, "Oh, these are the things that he does well."
Yeah, that situation just bad in general. Like you can't audition for another job when the offense is just it's sad to look at. And then those jerseys they had on the other night too.
Wait, aren't you the one that said also the Browns are going to eventually do Browns things?
Oh, I said the Lions would.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Are the Browns in that same category?
Lions do Lions things. Browns. I mean, yeah, they.
I'm waiting for Deshaun Watson to come back before I say anything about them. I want to see.
He might not come back.
You just had the other allegation. Jesus.
Yeah, man.
You said that name that always makes me move to next topic.
Yeah. All right. Bengals. Do we think they're competing for the AFC North?
They could still be in there. I think so.
I mean,
that's a really short answer. I guess I'll elaborate. Jason, this is Jason today. Yep, that was a good one. That's all I'm getting out of you today. What's going on with you today?
Hey, man.
It was a long day. He watched the
long weekend, man. Braves lost, Niners lost. So
of course the Braves lost. That's what they always do, even though that was my baseball team. And 1 year they got it, and then they should have had 90 World Series with Glavine and Maddox and I'm not Pendleton and just go down the just like how does that roster you get me off topic. Anyway.
All right, gotcha.
What about Andy Dalton? Would you keep him over Jameis?
Andy Dalton is herpes. He's a disease that won't go away.
Like that.
Once he left the Bengals, I thought we were done with Andy Dalton, and he just keeps popping up on teams. The quarterbacks keep getting hurt. I think there needs to be a federal investigation into if Andy Dalton is secretly poisoning or hurting starting quarterbacks. Every team he goes to, the quarterback gets hurt or something happens to the quarterback. He's doing voodoo. He's doing something.
He's a ginger, man. Gingers been known to do some voodoo or some kind of witchcraft.
Like people forget he's still in the league, and then all of a sudden, starting for the Cowboys,
he playing.
What you say, Andy Dalton? Like, wait, what?
He didn't look bad yesterday.
He never looks bad.
I blame that on the Saints defense.
That's what I'm saying. He poisons these quarterbacks, takes over, and has 3 good games. And then they go, we should make him the quarterback. And then he stinks, and then they put the quarterback back in.
But to start over Winston, no, I don't think so. He's just he's a solid backup. He'll play the part until someone comes back.
Well, if he doesn't turn the ball over and the Saints go on a winning streak, they're going to leave him in there because that's been the problem with Winston. Winston's been turning the ball over. Of course, this sounds so stupid. It's so simple. Is the worst thing a quarterback can do. Take my team, for instance. Everybody on Tua. Tua's been hurt, but what have the quarterbacks been doing since Tua's been hurt? Turning the damn ball over. So, these quarterbacks that aren't top tier, we keep wanting everybody to be top 5. Well, there's 32 teams. Everybody can't have the top 5 quarterbacks. That's mathematically impossible. So what do you need your quarterbacks to do? Play good football, don't turn the ball over. That's the only two things.
Turn the ball over.
And if Andy Dalton is not turning the ball over and the Saints are winning, then there's a discussion to be had.
I mean, Winston wasn't even really scoring any points when he was in. I don't see how you wouldn't give Dalton a chance.
Well, again, narratives. We got to break down what defenses Jameis Winston were going up against versus what defenses Andy Dalton's going up against, because they played the Buccaneers. They played some really good defenses. So it wasn't, and those offenses weren't scoring either. So, I mean, if Dalton plays the Bears and Winston plays the Buccaneers, they're not comparative. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's tough because you just saw what the Steelers did to the Bucs yesterday.
I knew we were getting that. Listen, Tom Brady, considered the GOAT, does have a reputation of losing to every terrible quarterback. You'll lose to Ryan Tannehill. What was it last year? He lost to every Saints QB. He lost to Taysom Hill. He lost to the other guy they had that I can't even remember his name. He's lost Super Bowls to Nick Foles, and he just didn't lose to Jared Goff. Yeah, I'm not shocked at that, and it's not even Tom Brady's fault. I just wanted to say Tom Brady, but hey,
that's just an ugly game. It was a defensive game,
and we didn't even have TJ Watt.
NFL, we said this last week. We say it every week. Every team can beat every team. That doesn't mean they can do it consistently. These are grown-ass men with pride playing a football game. And the problem is with upsets is if you're playing the Lions and the Browns, or you're playing the Packers and the Bucks, you get up differently for that game. Yeah. Everybody says we treat every game the same, but they don't.
No.
They don't.
I'm pretty sure they were, the Falcons were offended that we took over their city.
Well, every team does that. But let's not talk about you terrible. Your terrible display right now. But Bailey, you're the Steelers fan. Are you supplanting Trubisky at this moment with Pickett?
I mean, Trubisky will definitely be in next week because of the concussion.
Yeah.
But I would say I'd throw Pickett back in there.
Yes, it looks like you guys had life.
Yeah, it did. It looked like our offense was finally stopped throwing the dump passes and actually going deep. Especially Trubisky there at the end.
Well, it always looks like they're going through the motion. Sometimes your team takes the energy of your quarterback. Like Jay Cutler. Oh, God. Like the team would take on his identity where it's kind of like, blah, 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 like bumbling through. And it's like,
That was boy. That guy.
I think what I like the best about what's to happen is about the next thing you're about to bring up, Bailey.
The 2 picks from Jimmy G.
That's not how it starts. That's not how the notes
start. They shut down. They what?
No, shut up, Lazyboy. Close your mouth. Read the notes, Bailey, just like this.
The Falcons shutting down the 49ers.
Say that one more time.
They're shutting down Jimmy G, all the 49ers fans that thought they were contenders all of a sudden.
Yeah, they were doing the booty dance because Trey Lance got hurt. They got Jimmy G back. We're going to go to the NFC Championship and lose. They didn't say win a Super Bowl. They said go to the NFC Championship and lose. Now what's happening?
Here's the thing. Jimmy G finally threw 2 long balls yesterday, and they dropped the ball. Those were two like passes I would have never thought that he would throw, and they missed them both, like both in their hands. Like Ray, he dropped the ball. The other tight end Dwell, he dropped the ball. I mean, it's just, I mean, hey, the sun shines on a dog's ass every day. How about that? We'll give him that.
Uh-oh. The 49ers have brought profanity out of
no, look, I mean, they had a good game plan. They ran the ball right at us, at our defense. And Mariota, he hit his tight end. He was like, I mean, Pitts had a good game, and them boys, they played our ball against us and they won. So I mean, I'm the fan, I'm pissed, but like that, the overall football fan, it was a good display of offense from the Falcons. I can't believe it.
What about the Falcons, though? Do you think they're a playoff team this year?
The Falcons in the South, yeah, because
3-3.
Because they're everything else is just trash in that.
Well, I don't think they'll make the playoffs because I don't think they're going to end up with a better record than the Saints. I don't think they're going to end up with a better record than the Buccaneers, and I don't think 3 teams are going to have a good enough record in that division to go to the playoffs. If you look at it right now, the NFC East may get 3 teams.
They're going to take all the spots, yeah.
Well, that's 3 of the 7. Okay, and then you've got the other 3 division champions. That's 6 teams right there. I don't think there's room for the Falcons unless they beat the Bucks, and they got a revenge game coming with them. And if they beat, darn it, I just said the names. And if they beat the Saints,
I think they can definitely beat the Bucks. I think if the Bucks, they're looking shaky right now, and if they can sneak away with the win, they'll definitely have a good shot at it.
They're looking shaky right now. Will they be looking shaky when they play? I don't know. I hope so. Get the Bucks out of here, but we're gonna see. We'll see.
Rams, and
what about them?
I don't even know. I mean, yeah, they came back, but they didn't look good.
The Rams, I don't know what's going on with the Rams. I don't. It's a lot. The offensive line needs work. They've got receivers. It's not like they're void of receivers. The defense gets put on the field way too long to be effective. I think there's that problem. I think it's the same thing with the Packers. The Packers looked embarrassing against the Jets. You put, are the Jets contenders? No, they're the Jets.
They're 4-2 though. I mean,
they're also the Jets.
Yeah.
I feel like Bailey, man, that's the AFC East talking, man. Look, we can say that they were in Green Bay and played a good game, man. I mean, like they didn't give.
They're not looking bad.
They're not bad looking.
This is the thing with sports fans. They don't analyze anything. They've looked good against 2 teams that every team they've played have looked good against. It's like the Giants.
Yeah.
I say the Giants I said the Giants were playing good because of their first 4 weeks. I didn't say the Giants were good because of what they did to Baltimore, because every team Baltimore played has done that. So the Jets have looked good against the Dolphins, which every team has looked good against, and the Jets have looked good against the Packers, which every team has looked good against. So
hey, that not too many people can say like, hey, we beat a healthy Aaron Rodgers, especially a team like the Jets.
What's Green Bay's record?
I mean, I know that, but like,
the
Jets not ever beating them, so they can beat them in Green Bay. That's a momentum.
You can say they beat a healthy Aaron Rodgers. What's the Packers record?
3-3 right now.
3-3.
So 3 teams can say, including the Jets, 2 other teams can say in 6 weeks we've beaten a healthy Aaron Rodgers.
But we've never put the Jets in a category where they're like,
and we're still not.
Yeah, they're an NFL team, but they're playing like JV ball. But now they're actually playing pretty good.
No, they're not. They're playing 2 teams where everyone's looked good against.
When does it come time though that we're gonna say they're good?
Yeah, like can we
beat a team that everyone? So let's say they go out and if they beat the Bills, there you go. Because every team hasn't looked good against the Bills. Only teams that have looked good against the Bills are good teams. Let's take away the Dolphins because again, I don't know if the Dolphins are going to be what they were when Tua comes back. If they were what they were, then we'll consider the Dolphins a good team. But every team has to look good. Look how the Rams looked against the Bills versus everybody else. The Chiefs have scored 30-plus points against everybody else except for the Bills. So they go out there and beat the Bills, then say yes. But what I don't want is, like, for instance, if you have a football team whose defense has been getting 4 turnovers a game against every team, and then they play your team and get 4 turnovers, your team is not now trash. They've been doing that to every team. So everyone's looked good against the Packers. Everyone's been looking good against the Dolphins. So I'm not going to say the Jets have arrived because they look good against 2 teams where everyone has looked good against.
I'm not saying they arrived. I'm just saying they beat they went in and had a convincing win against the Packers, whom they've never probably ever beat. So like since Joe Namath. So like let's give them a well. They probably didn't win against Joe Namath either against Bart Starr. So
wait, what? That's inaccurate.
But look, we're just I'm just saying like the Jets had a convincing win yesterday.
Congratulations.
They got the Broncos and then the Patriots. So
yeah, because like on paper, if you like Wednesday, if you'd have been like, "Hey, who's gonna win, Packers or Jets?" I'd have said Packers. Like no.
That's every week. You're gonna say the other team, and
so because
are you saying the other team now?
The Jets can play anybody, and I picked the whoever they're playing, but the Jets had a good win.
Okay,
they did.
Let's give them an oatmeal.
Give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
What happened, King?
I said give credit where credit's due. They're playing good.
I'm not trying to not give them credit. He's like, are the Jets? What was it? Are the Jets contenders? Is what I'm looking at in the notes, and the answer is absolutely not.
I think if they win the next 2 games, they're definitely.
When all the teams in the AFC East are happy, they're the 4th best team.
Yeah.
Are they going to beat the Bills? Probably not. But they beat the Packers in Green Bay.
Okay,
I think that's a momentum. I think them going into next week. That's a something to ride into the next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Ride as long as you want. You can ride and get in a car accident. The question was, are they contenders? And again, if the AFC East is totally healthy, they're the 4th best team. So the answer is no.
I think you got to give them. I think you got to give them the Bills and Patriots. Because right now they look. I mean, their defense looks good. Zach Wilson's playing decent.
Okay,
Breece Hall's going crazy.
Ask you a question. I'm gonna turn my statement into a question for you, Bailey.
All right.
All teams in the East are perfectly healthy. No. Are the Jets better than the Bills?
As of now, no.
No, I'm not as of now. If all the teams are perfectly healthy, are the Jets better than the Bills?
No shot.
Are they better than the Dolphins?
I think so.
You're just an idiot.
Like they're right there.
I gotta be an idiot.
It's like the third-string quarterback and half the secondary. Like, stop being ridiculous. And then, if they're perfectly healthy, are they better than the Patriots?
I think so.
Yes.
No, they're not, because number one, they're going to get their ass coached out of their hands. So, all right. Well, we'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
Bills and Chiefs.
Back to health.
What do we think about that game?
Wait, you keep skipping stuff.
Cardinals. I mean, we can talk about the Cardinals, but that was
no. You're right.
Really.
I see what you did there, Bill.
I don't want to talk about little Kyler Murray.
Right.
He is
little Kyler Murray. Whoa!
He's making me mad.
Is he on your fantasy team?
I keep throwing bets on him, and he's losing me everything.
Whose fault is that?
He's not doing. Yeah, Kyler Murray's not doing his homework like his contract said. He needs to read that fine print if he can read it.
They should have kept that clause in there.
Yeah. He's not doing telling me you're a glutton for punishment.
I don't know. I don't know if it's definitely his fault. He's playing like he's getting sacked every time, even if he's not getting sacked.
Denzel Washington said, if you expect something different, you've got to do something different.
He has good wide receivers. It's not like he doesn't have a good team around him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I thought we were going to talk about him, but you're venting your frustration, so I'll let you go.
I'm done. I'm done venting.
I say they may turn it around when they may win a couple games when Hopkins comes back, but not to go into not to do anything big.
I don't understand Lazyboy today. He's all the good teams. He doesn't think they're going to get it together, and all the bad teams, he's like they're going to turn it around.
I said a couple games once Hopkins comes back, but not to win any, not wild card or playoff bound. No.
I just don't understand what happened from last year to this year. Because last year, I mean, they looked like they were going to kill everyone at the beginning, at least.
Yeah, well, the thing is, here's the thing with the NFL. And that's why we don't know what's going to happen with Zap. We don't know what's going to happen with Pitts, because you can take it by storm, but then people start to adjust to you. And 2 years in a row, the Cardinals came out like gangbusters. Murray's throwing the ball all over the place, making runs and scrambles, and now they're containing him. They're doing different coverages. And if you don't do your homework, it's going to happen. You got to do your homework. You think these quarterbacks going up there doing 900 audibles or doing it to sound fancy or just sound like Peyton Manning? No. They did homework.
I think he took this season too lightly almost.
Mm-hmm.
He takes his career too lightly. The hell with the season.
He got his money, man. He got his money. That's a clear cut, like that man got his money. He's not, I don't know if he's not into it like he was. He doesn't look hungry at all. He doesn't.
Mm-hmm. He looks like he's just taking the sacks and gets up and he's like, whatever.
What's this running in circles? I mean, he's elusive.
We did 3 minutes of Kyler Murray, so we'll move on.
Yeah.
The Bills finally beat the Chiefs. Finally. They looked good, I thought. What do y'all think?
Bills played that was a good game. I sat and watched.
Getting scared of his own questions. Like I've noticed that on a lot of notes. You just cut out that one part because you think I'm going to attack you or something.
The game, the first half looked bad. I think we can all agree. What was it, 7-3?
Yeah.
And then both teams kind of just turned it up. And then, the last play of the game where Patrick Mahomes throws that interception.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. The Bills beat the Chiefs last season in the regular season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like one of those things where a team can keep beating you in the regular season, but if you keep beating them in the playoffs, I'd rather take the playoff win. So they've got to beat them in the playoffs. They got to beat them in the playoffs. And then the answer to your question that you didn't ask, does this solidify the Bills as the top team in the league? Then that would answer the question is yes. Got to beat them in the playoffs.
Do you think the Chiefs can beat the Bills in the playoffs?
Yeah, they've already done it.
Well,
until you don't do something that you've done, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
So I think the Bills will finish with probably the best record in the AFC, and they'll probably host that game, and they could probably beat the Chiefs.
Maybe
in Buffalo.
We'll see. Maybe.
You don't have your big playmaker, Tyreek Hill.
Okay. Are they 1-5?
No.
So
Juju was no slouch last night either.
Did Tom Brady fall apart when Randy Moss left? Randy Moss wasn't there the time, but it's going to happen. But if you're a great quarterback, you'll adjust. It's not like he's got a bunch of bums out there. He doesn't have the Packers receiving core.
Yeah, he still has a good.
He doesn't have the Bears receiving core.
Bears got a receiving core.
I think they just throw out whoever they can find, some water boys or something out there.
Yeah, I swear, some tryouts, man. Let's go.
I hope one of you run up on a Bears receiver like in the mall or something.
Like, hey, dog. Hey, what's up, man? I heard you say that. What you say? I'm like, Bailey said all of it, man. I didn't say that.
That was the producer.
The Eagles finally shutting up the Cowboys fans. Thank goodness.
They're not going to shut up. They're going to say, "Oh, play them in Dallas." Yeah. It's not going to shut them up. They're going to come up with reasons they lost. It's not just Cowboys fans. That's just fans in general. They're going to point out a million reasons to why. Hey, the Eagles did their due diligence to try to give the Cowboys that game, and the Cowboys said, "Absolutely not. We don't want it."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, he threw like 3 interceptions.
Yeah, but 2 of them were in the first half. So that first half, they were getting the break speed off of them, and then they came surging back. They played really good football in the second half. They made Baltimore Ravens, talking to you, The Cowboys defense made adjustments, okay? And then they just had a couple mishap plays, you know?
Do you think the Eagles could beat the Bills head-to-head right now?
I think the Bills are a defensive nightmare for them, but, we'll see. It's what the Bills, it's their defense is going to play well. So if you're going to beat the Bills, it's more of a question
they're going to outscore you.
How is your defense going to do against the Bills' offense? That's the bigger question.
All right.
If you contain the Bills' offense, you can beat them. If you can't, if the Bills are going to score a lot of points, you're in trouble.
Hang it up.
Allow you to score a lot of points.
Yep.
Let's get on to college football. We'll start off with Penn State, Michigan.
I didn't think it would be like that, but I thought Penn State would make it a game, but
why?
Michigan just ran away. They both their defense was pretty good up till like they letting both of the running backs run for 100 yards.
Their defense was pretty amazing against the teams, those awesome teams that they played in the first 4 or 5 weeks.
Everybody plays trash teams in the first few weeks.
That's what I'm saying. I knew they were going to get their butts kicked when they were starting to be disrespectful earlier in the week, and they continued their disrespect all the way up until game time. And then Michigan just said, "We're going to just beat the crap out of you."
Yeah.
They gave a lot of money to a coach that stinks. Penn State is a dumpster fire.
I think it's just the same story every year. They go 4, 5, 6-0, and then it's just they start losing.
And then they got we got to play Ohio State and Michigan and
well. Do you think that secures Michigan a top 4 spot?
No, they've got more games to play. They've got Michigan State. They've got Ohio State. No,
Michigan State's not good this year.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But when it's Michigan versus Michigan State, it doesn't matter who's good.
They show. Yeah, it's like want to get ready for that. Yeah, they get ready for that game.
Miami versus Florida State or Alabama versus Auburn. Alabama could have the greatest team that ever lived, and Auburn could stink, and Auburn may beat them or draw it close. So, those type of games, those in-state rival games, there's something.
Yep. Tennessee, Alabama.
Oh, go ahead. What about it?
Tennessee and Alabama. That was a crazy game.
Classic, bro. That was crazy. I was showing the wife how Tennessee was beating them. It was like 28-10. And then next thing you know, man, they were like, Alabama just came storming back. But then it got down to the wire, man. Tennessee just just made the better plays.
Did they?
Yeah.
Both teams made better plays.
Well, I mean, Alabama did have the lead at one point, and then it was just
that field goal was scary though.
It was.
I can't believe Alabama missed that field goal though.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the Tennessee field goal.
Tennessee. Oh yeah, how the ball was like it didn't even move. It looked like a knuckleball going into the damn field goal.
It looked like a duck that just got shot.
Yeah, I was like that, like a Jimmy G pass.
This is every college fan who's not an SEC fan's nightmare. Tennessee has beaten Alabama. Let's say they don't lose any more games. Alabama goes to the SEC championship,
wins
Georgia. So now you've got Georgia with 1 loss, Alabama if they don't lose any more with 1 loss. Because Alabama, people forget, there's 3 games Alabama could have lost easily. The Texas game, they lost this game, and I can't remember what the other one off the top of my head. And then now you have those 3 teams with 1 loss. So what that means is all these other teams, Michigan, Ohio State, well, USC's already screwed themselves because they've got a loss. Clemson, all these teams have to go undefeated. These teams and Ohio State, Michigan,
and still won't get put in the playoffs.
No. If Ohio State goes undefeated, they're in the playoffs. If Michigan,
they'll be in it. Yeah,
they're in the playoffs. If Clemson goes undefeated, they're in the playoffs. But if Michigan has 1 loss and Ohio State's undefeated, Michigan's going to have a hard task trying to prove that they should be put in over Tennessee or over Alabama or over Georgia. No one's going to get put over Georgia because even Georgia's dominated every game except for that one. Alabama hasn't even dominated every game. So Georgia has a bigger case than Alabama. But if Alabama wins the SEC championship, then they have that. So it could be a mess. So for every college fan out there, you want two or one of these teams to get 2 losses.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see Michigan if they had to go like head to head with Alabama on who's getting picked. I think the committee's going to pick Alabama 100% of the time.
Well, if they win the SEC championship, it's not going to be a hard decision for them.
Yeah. Do you see Michigan beating Ohio State though for the Big Ten?
They beat them last year, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ohio State's
this year, so
looking dangerous though.
Yeah, you can look dangerous all you want. What Mike Tyson say? Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Yep. I mean, I don't know because everybody's talking about Georgia. I mean, they did just beat Vanderbilt 55-0, but there's a lot of people talking about how they're not.
It's Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
It's Vanderbilt.
Do you think Georgia's the number 1 team?
Yeah.
They're gonna be there till the.
They've looked impressive. One game, they were a little off, but yeah, they look like the most dominant team in football.
Are they going to play? Will they play Tennessee in conference?
November 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that'll be.
That's what I'm saying. Georgia beats Tennessee, and then Alabama beats Georgia in the SEC championship. All 3 of them will have 1 loss.
Yeah.
So.
I don't see Tennessee beating Georgia though.
Okay, I didn't see Tennessee beating Alabama.
I sure didn't see that coming. I didn't, and I mean that was just a lot of offense.
Yeah.
Syracuse trumped NC State at home. Does this show that NC State can't compete with the top? Well, it doesn't. It shows less that NC State can compete with the top than more of Syracuse is better than Syracuse usually is. That's what that shows.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell me anything about NC State. It tells me more about Syracuse. The problem with NC State is they don't take risks. They're good enough to beat Clemson. They're good enough to beat good teams, but they're playing really conservative, and it doesn't look like they take risks. You're not going to win big games by not taking risks. You've got to play to win the game, like Herman would you say, not play not to lose the game, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. You can't be scared. That's why college football is hard, because it's not like the NFL where if you get a good enough record and you win your division, you get a good enough record, you can make the playoffs. You have coaches that will play every game. I don't want to say scared. That's just a word but it seems they play too protective.
Safe.
Yeah, safe. Safe doesn't get you anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get into. Who is our upset of the week for this week?
Ooh, the upset of the week does not go to football to me. The upset of the week for me is baseball with the Padres beating the Dodgers.
I like it. That was a shocking one.
The Dodgers.
Well, I'm going to piggyback off that. I didn't think the Phillies would beat us.
They always beat you.
They beat us regular season. But in a 5-game series, I didn't think they would beat us, and they
beat you everywhere. They beat you in a series. They beat you in regular season. They beat you on the moon. They went to the same McDonald's as the Braves player, and they beat them up in McDonald's.
Both of our starters didn't have a long outing, so like they were out. We were out dead in the water before it even got started. It was just bad. I feel like the Dodgers and the Braves had too much time off. And the Padres and Phillies came off these series that were like really competitive. They were riding a little,
The Dodgers they're always coming off their long break though. They're always the top team.
The Dodgers like Kershaw just doesn't show up in the playoffs in the postseason.
I don't want to hear about breaks anymore. If you're supposed to be the best team in baseball or any sport, you freaking figure it out. We always give these excuses. All of these excuses.
You're telling me if you wouldn't be if your Marlins would have had like these teams are playing like these division series that have like emotional they're playing to win, and they play the next day after the Braves had 5 days off, and then
all right, when you go to your job and you have a hard day and all these things, you got to freaking do it, right? Let's stop giving people who make millions and millions of dollars excuses. You're the best team in baseball. Figure it out. Don't bring up my Marlins. My Marlins are terrible, but you know what? They're undefeated in winning championships. They've made the playoffs 2 times in their existence, and they won the World Series both times. Take them out of the long break or no break. You're the best team in baseball. Friggin' figure it out. You knew you were getting the long break. It wasn't a secret.
See, they didn't do it last year. We went right in the wild card. And won it straight out. Yeah, I understand.
It wasn't a secret this year. Hey, we got a long break. Coaches, managers, organizations, players, figure it out. Find a way to do it.
That momentum, though. The momentum of carrying off.
That's all, Bailey. That's all I'm trying to tell him. Like momentum goes a long way.
It's like an excuse for both ways. So if they came out and destroyed the Padre, well, they had rest and everybody's energized, but we flip it when they lose. Same thing with the bye week in NFL. If they come back from the bye week and you destroy people, they use the bye week very well. Bye weeks are great. And then if they have a bye week and they lose, the bye week took them out of their rhythm.
Yeah.
We use the excuse either way.
I think it can affect you both ways. It's just which team kind of takes that effect.
That's my point, Bailey, right there. It's not like the playoffs started and they said, hey, Dodgers, we're giving you a long break. No, it's not a surprise.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, not a surprise at all. But I just said those 2 teams just didn't have any momentum going into the series.
You make your own damn momentum.
All right.
Win the damn playoffs to win a World Series. That's your motivation and momentum.
Yeah. They still did lose Freddie Freeman, the Braves. So, maybe the Braves could have benefited with him in there.
When you go on vacation, you decide to go on a 2-week vacation for a honeymoon or anything, and you come back to work, and the first day of work, your work can't suck. What are you gonna tell your boss? Well, I just came back from vacation, and
I tell them that all the time. I'm like, I wish I didn't. I wish I couldn't. I wish I had a longer time. I didn't want to come back so soon. I do that all the time.
Well, it really depends on okay, you're talking about Buffalo Wild Wings.
No, any job I've worked, I'm just like,
you're just a terrible employee. That's not a good one. Yeah, because the career I work in entertainment. That could never be the excuse.
There you go, entertainment. So you're entertaining.
If you're an actor, they give you a break. Okay, you're filming a big project and they give you a break, like Lord of the Rings. That you know how long they filmed that?
You did Lord of the Rings. Hell yeah, I want to come back and make billions again. Yeah.
How long their breaks are? You can't come back on set and I don't know any of my lines.
Lord of the Rings, yeah. If I was an actor in Lord of the Rings, hell yeah, I want to come back and make some more millions again. Yeah.
They make nowhere near as much as a baseball. I'm done. Let's go. You're the excuse machine today. And you're probably the one that put out the press release since Russell Wilson has stunk up the field that now he has a mysterious shoulder injury.
Hell no. I don't give Russell Wilson no props, man. That dude. He's a thorn in my side.
Is this how you're gonna be every time the Niners lose? Is this how you're gonna be?
Possibly. I'm bitter. I'm a little bitter today. But hey, like I gave them boys the props, so that's all I can do as a fan.
Let's get into the hot mess.
Hot mess. Can I pick the Lazyboy as my hot mess pick?
Yeah, no.
Hot mess for me. Jalen Waddle. Oh, I love Jalen Waddle, but what are you doing? 2 critical fumbles. We're on our 3rd string quarterback. He's starting. He gets a thumb injury. Teddy Bridgewater is back in. Teddy Bridgewater is throwing picks. Teddy Bridgewater is now hitting people in stride, and Jalen Waddle happened to fumble the ball 2 times. One when they were going in, when they were driving really well to take the lead in that game against Minnesota, and Kirk Cousins keeps getting wins for some reason. That was my hot mess. The Dolphins were the hot mess of this week. Jalen Waddle was my hot mess of the week.
Go Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Bailey.
I think mine has to be Green Bay.
Ooh, Green Bay's a hot mess.
I mean, you don't have Devontae, you don't have anybody like that, but what is Rodgers doing? You're Aaron Rodgers.
You're Aaron freaking Rodgers, the bad man, right?
Exactly. And you're getting pummeled by the Jets, not scoring any points in the first half.
I like how you said you're Aaron Rodgers. What are you doing? That's funny.
Well,
Who's a hot mess for you, Jason?
Let's say I'm gonna go with Cooper Rush, man. Like when the bright lights were on, and like you had it. This is your game to show them guys that you aren't, that you're a legitimate, threat. You didn't show up. You threw 3 interceptions. You look like a rookie, pretty much.
Yeah.
You didn't have a good showing. You made it. You made them want to put in. They wanted Dak to put a suit up and then play after halftime.
The Eagles played some good coverage, mixed coverages. It's not a guarantee Dak would have won that game either. I'm not going to dump on him. He had a really bad half. We don't dump. A lot of people had really bad halves. He had bad halves. They were in position to take the lead and kind of win that game, and they screwed up as a whole. So I'm not going to dump on Cooper Rush and do the whole sports narrative. Oh, it was the bright lights and he's crumbled. I don't think that's what it was. I think that was more about the Eagles than it being a Sunday night game. I think that was more about the Eagles.
I think that was his, honestly, tryout for the rest of the season, that game.
Oh, God. You guys. Yeah. Typical sports fans.
I mean,
the overreaction to he's played 5 good games and the overreaction to a bad half of football.
But the Cowboys were looking for a reason to get Dak Prescott.
It was Jerry Jones wants a quarterback.
I'm not talking about the Cowboys and Jerry Jones. They're not on the show. I'm talking about us. And the thing that annoys me with sports fan is you've had 5 really good games of Cooper Rush.
I don't think
you get really one bad half, and we're going to take the one bad half and just say, those 5 games are meaningless.
We're just saying, hey man, this is the time. This was the time to show that you're a legitimate, a legitimate quarterback in the league.
We win 111 games to go to the World Series, but we'll give the Braves a pass. But we're gonna dump on Cooper Rush.
We did 106, not 111. Smart ass.
106. That's what the goddamn producer has in the notes. Okay, so we're gonna dump on Cooper Rush. Okay, got it. Just dump on Cooper Rush.
Let's get into the plays of the week.
If he was a systems guy, he would have did it too.
What's y'all's play of the week? What was the game changer for y'all?
Ooh.
Man, so many, man. I'll go out, man. I'll just go with the man. It's a lot, but Tennessee, man. Tennessee fought. And they kicked that field goal, man. I mean, it was a big upset. Nobody's seen them boys beating Alabama.
Lazyboy. This segment is play of the week, and he's given us 3 segments. He gave us the upset of the week, the game of the week. Hey, you still haven't told us to play.
Well, hey, look, the play.
Our poor producer. He's just standing like, what the fuck is
I'm
he
going.
saying?
Y'all see the Josh Allen hurdle?
Yes.
4th quarter. That's got to be mine.
That's your play of the week?
I think that's showing that he's solidifying himself as a top quarterback. I mean, what other quarterback is doing that?
Hurdle?
Yep.
You've never seen a quarterback hurdle a player?
You're not seeing Patrick Mahomes out here going hurdling players.
He doesn't need to hurdle.
Pat Mahomes doesn't have to hurdle
players for.
I mean, that just shows.
He doesn't have to take off running. Patrick Mahomes doesn't need to be the leading rusher on his team either.
I feel like that just shows Josh Allen's he's there to win.
Okay, so leaping. Okay, I've seen terrible quarterbacks leap over players. They weren't there to win.
He's doing stuff like that every week, though.
That could be your play of the week, though. But the things that came after you said play of the week, you just kind of sus. That's all.
All right, well, what's yours?
So if Geno Smith hurdles someone next week, he's here to win.
No shot. He's not Josh Allen.
Oh man.
My player of the week actually is from my hot mess. The play of the week doesn't mean it's always was a great play. It was just a play that may have determined a game for me, and it's the last Jalen Waddle fumble. That was the play of the week because that sealed the deal for the Minnesota Vikings.
That's fair.
Also, Miami Sports Radio is pretty bad. I was kind of listening on that game. They kind of didn't know what was going on a lot. The Dolphins turned the ball over, and they didn't realize the ball was turned over until Kirk Cousins was about to take a hike.
It is Florida. I don't think they know what they're doing in Florida.
Yeah. We don't count South Florida as Florida, but go ahead.
All right. Well, let's get into Monday Night Football. We got the Broncos and Chargers.
Yeah. The Broncos and the Broncos. God. Can they just cancel them for the season or something? I mean, good Lord. What am I supposed to talk about? The Chargers are going to beat the Broncos. That goes without saying.
So
I picked the Chargers. The Chargers are going to beat the Broncos. The Broncos don't inspire me to pick them to do anything. I don't care how many times Russell Wilson says Broncos countries, let's ride. Seattle fans who were mad that he left are happy. Geno Smith is producing the same as him or even better on most occasions for the Seahawks. That says a lot.
Who's your pick?
Huh?
Who's your picks?
I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I think Russell Wilson doesn't really, because Keoni thinks I'm gonna ride the Russell Wilson bus, but I'm not a Russell Wilson fan.
You are the Russell Wilson PR.
No. Let's get that. Let's clear the air with that. I just said he's considered a top tier quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And for him to play the way he's playing now, it's just not. It's not his. That's not his. That's not him.
That's not. I think I'm going with Chargers.
Oh, it's a sweep.
Yep.
You know what that means? That means the Broncos are going to win.
Yep.
They're going to pull something out.
Yep.
That means the Broncos going to win.
Herbert's playing tonight, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They should be.
Wow.
Do you think the Chargers are good enough to make the playoffs?
I need to see. Now, I watched the first 3 weeks. I watched their games, and the next 2 or 3 weeks, I kind of seen the highlights. And I hate to be that guy that talks about a game off of highlights, but I've got to watch them again to see. They've beaten some bad teams, and I want to see them start beating good teams. So we'll see. We'll see when they play the Chiefs, and we'll see when they play the Raiders again. This Broncos game, if they lose to the Broncos, I'm done.
Yeah. I mean, I think Austin Eckler looks good. I wouldn't say anything good enough, though, yet. You said. I think we need to see them beat a couple good teams.
All right. It's that time. Well, let's just get into our next week picks.
All right.
So this is what we're going to do now that we have a producer and I'm sorry I didn't prepare you for this. I want to start taking a record of this. Next season, we'll start from the beginning, but I want to see who comes out in the standings. So if you could –
I'll take some notes for this.
Who's picking who?
I know I'm going to be picking right.
All right. Well, we'll see. But I want you to keep track. All right. Let's get into it.
We got Saints versus Cardinals.
Let me go first.
I'm going to go with the Saints.
Go with the Saints?
I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
The Saints. I don't trust the Cardinals to do anything. I'll never pick them. They're not gonna lose every game of the rest of the season, but I'm not picking
them. Packers versus Commanders.
Oof. I mean, there should be no reason. No reason. Wait, who's the home team? Because it says versus on all of them.
It would be, I think Packers.
Is the second team the home team? Okay, I just can't in my heart pick Washington to win anything. So I'm going to go Packers.
Yep, it's in Washington.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to go Packers.
What about you, Jason?
We're gonna go Packers too. I can't see that. I
All
can't
right, so
see
Lazy Boy's gonna. Oh no, he picked the Cardinals. So Lazy Boy's just gonna follow me, but I got you. You got the Packers.
I'm going Commanders.
Ooh.
I don't think the Packers are figuring it out yet.
Okay.
All right, Browns at Ravens.
Browns at Jesus. God. I'm gonna pick the Ravens for the first half. And I'm gonna pick the Browns for the second half. Can I do that? I'll go with the Ravens.
All right.
I'll also go with the Ravens. I think this is a game for Lamar Jackson to like, forget about last week.
You've been saying that for 3 weeks, but okay.
I mean, it is the Browns. I don't think they're going to be
the Browns.
doing anything. I'm going Ravens. I think it'll be a big divisional game, and it's in Baltimore, so they'll have the home field advantage. Bucks at Panthers.
Bucks. PJ Walker, PJ Tucker, PJ Carlson. I don't know who the quarterback is. I'm going to take the Buccaneers. Games where I just find it hard to even pick the other team.
It's always another when the team comes to visit the Panthers. It's always their home game, so I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers too.
I'm going Bucks. I don't trust the 7th-string quarterback to win a game. Falcons and Bengals.
The producer. Jeez.
Do you think the Falcons will ride their win over the 49ers to the Bengals?
Yes, that's my upset. Falcons beating the Bengals. I'm picking the Falcons.
Jamar Chase is playing pretty good. I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Of course he is. He's Jamar Chase.
In Cincy, I'm going Bengals.
Okay.
Lions at Cowboys.
Oh, Cowboys. Definitely Cowboys.
God, do I have to say it?
Cooper
the team with the star.
Yeah, Cooper Rush. I'm not gonna take a bad half of football, and I think Dak's playing that game. Ooh, that could be one of those games if Dak's coming back.
I don't think he's. I wouldn't play him if I were them.
I wouldn't either, but I'll pick Cowboys.
I think I'm going Lions. I'm taking my upset there. How about you, Lazy Boy? Cowboy?
Cowboys. The team with the star.
Giants at Jags.
The Jags are going to slay the Giants. They're going to stop the run. The Giants will be slain by the Jaguars.
Look, I'm gonna ride the Giants.
Of course you are.
I think they can still. They haven't played a tough team yet, and the Jaguars aren't a tough team to go.
He's gonna ride the Giants because the Giants are his wife's team, and if he doesn't ride the Giants, then she won't ride him.
Jeez, that is not true. That's just X's and O's. There's the Jags aren't convinced. I don't think they can beat the Giants.
Oh my God.
I'm going Giants. Sticking with them. I think they'll go. 6-1.
Yeah, they're not a tough team. They're not a team to be worried about.
Colts at Titans.
Titans.
That's a shit show.
That'll be. Oh, that is not a.
Yeah, it is.
You know what's a shit show? Every 49ers game. Derrick Henry's going to run down their throat. Jonathan Taylor's going to run down the throat. It's going to eliminate the ability for each quarterback to make a mistake, so it won't be an interception competition. And I'm going to go with Titans. I wish you said that, so I know.
Yeah. So in Tennessee, I got Titans going too.
I'm taking Colts. I think Matt Ryan's finally figuring it out.
That's okay. We like when the producer has a worse record than us.
We'll see. We'll see about that. Texans at Raiders.
Everybody says Raiders. Move on.
Raiders.
There you go. Jets at Broncos. Here
oh my God, I'm being punished.
Hey, let's go Jets, man. I'm gonna go with the Jets for the up. It's not even an upset. They're coming off a high win, man. Like I said earlier, man.
They'll be the favorites.
Yeah.
You want to take Russell Wilson in Broncos country?
I hate the Jets, Jets, but I'm going to say that chance because I'm taking them over terrible Russell Wilson.
Fair enough. Chiefs at 49ers.
Chiefs.
You know you want to say Chiefs.
Yeah, that's okay. All right.
Be smart about your pick.
Oh man. Yeah, I think the Chiefs will win this one. I hope it's not by much. I hope it's a close game. I would love the Niners to win, but I got Chiefs going.
It is in San Francisco.
Yeah, it's in San Fran.
Yes, you got that going for you.
Okay.
Seahawks at Chargers.
Oh, screw you, producer. I'm gonna say the Seahawks. I'm gonna ride Geno. No, I didn't mean it the way some people are gonna hear.
Good God.
Yeah, right into the wind is what I meant.
I think the Chargers though. I think Chargers got this one.
I'm going.
They're in LA, so
yeah, I'm going Chargers. I don't think Geno Smith is gonna pull that one out.
Oh, okay.
Steelers in Miami.
All right, dumbass. I think the Dolphins are going to win because, number one, Tua's back. Because Tua's back. I think the Dolphins and Tua are going to be motivated to beat the Steelers, even though he's not the coach of the Steelers. Brian Flores is on that staff, and I think they want to beat his ass.
I hope Tua's not there on the field. Maybe just over there with a hoodie on. You know,
why would he not be on the field?
This dude does not need to be back on the field.
He does. Oh my God!
I do not think he does.
Go cry to Nancy.
That's traumatic. That's very traumatic.
It was very traumatic. It was also 3 weeks ago. Okay, let's go.
He was throwing up signs with his fingers, like
I don't know. Like that was a concussion. They said head trauma.
Who do you want to win?
I got the Steelers winning.
Okay.
In a laugher.
I'm going Steelers. I want
big surprise there. Big surprise.
There's going to be success coming out of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
All right, last game. Bears versus Patriots.
Oh, Jesus.
Good
Lord. So this is that crappy week of NFL that we always...
Nobody, like Buffalo Wild Wings won't be packed in there this weekend. There won't be nobody in there.
That's the NFL Monday Night Football game that they have.
That's the Monday night game? Oh, boy.
Well, we're supposed to talk about it next week. But... I'm gonna.
Who'd you pick?
Pick that
I got Patriots going.
We pick that next week.
I'm writing down my pick and I'll say it next week.
Yeah, put mine down too. I'm gonna go with.
You spoiled it. We got the whole little helmet spot. Oh my God.
It'll still come. It's the Bears. They'll always still be around.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody, thank you all for tuning in to What the F Sports. Those of you, hey, we had a bunch of people that are in high school that chimed in the beginning, and I guess that's because they were probably on switching classes or maybe lunch break or something. So that was pretty cool. Katie popped in here, but then she got her ass back to work. So thank you for those who were in here beginning. Love for you to join live, ask your questions. Thank you, Bailey. Great show today from Keoni, the Lazy Boy, producer Bailey. Y'all have a great night watching Monday Night Football. Oh, God. And have a great week. We'll see you.
All right.